I'm going to send the boys home because I can't have little mistakes keep happening. It's costing me money, it's costing me time, and it's doing me Sweden, if I'm honest. What is up, everybody, and welcome back. And as you can see, the work has already began, and we've a very busy morning ahead of us. So we've got the brickie here on the mixer, mixing up our first bit of muck. We are finally just going across that Type 1 base, getting it all finally whackered down and getting it all looking nice. I have 3 blokes with me today. I have Harry, I have Will, a different Will, and I have my mate Mitch as well. So good team today, and I think we're going to get very far. So I'm going to give the boys a hand here quickly, and then I'm going to jump straight on the digger, get digging out the rest of that back area, and start getting some Type 1 in for that gravel area in the back. Right guys, so I believe I've set the boys up all correctly, and I think they should be good for a couple of hours. So I'm going to go and do what I do best and jump in the digger and start doing all of this. Right guys, it is 10 o'clock and you can see the brickwork edge is looking A1. My brickie's doing a top job there. I'm extremely happy. We've got Will and Harry working over on the fencing now, which is great. We're going to start work on that, get that post out there because we're going to reset that post. Well, we're going to replace it and reset it at the height they're all at, so the post will all sit level, fence will all sit level, and gravel board should all sit level also. Moving on round to here, I now have the sleepers in place and I am working myself on some rough grades. I still think this area is a little bit high, so I'm going to drag that all around to here, spread that out into this low spot here. I think is going to be the best thing to do because that skip is completely full now. I also need to get one of the boys to get on working with a shovel around the edges and looking at this area. This back bit is quite high, so I'm going to drag that back into this low spot as well. And yeah, just sort of grade this area out now. Digger is going at 4 o'clock, so we really need to get a move on. We've done a good solid shift this morning. The boys are actually working really well, so I am happy. And that was nice and easy, guys. I'm happy with that. So we knocked down that post. We've got the hole dug for our new post. So that was good going, and we got that done really speedily, so I'm happy about that. I did track the digger here. I was going to pull it out with a digger, but me and Harry brute forced it. So that's good enough. So I'll get Harry and Will to whack that in a skip. That one. Right guys, so you can see we are grading out and going on a final level, and this corner is actually looking really good. I've done a nice job round here with the digger this morning, so I'm extremely happy about that. Yeah, we are really getting there, thank you for the support and all of the comments and all of that sort of thing on the videos as well, guys. Support's been absolutely unreal, and I keep saying it, but I'm loving the journey, I'm loving the experience, and I'm loving all the people I'm getting to talk to. So yeah, keep the comments coming. Tell me what I'm doing right, tell me what I'm doing wrong, and yeah, get a discussion going more importantly. So to be fair to the boys, I've given them a pig of a job. So that first post, as you saw, come out lovely and easy. Got the hole for that all dug, which is good. The boys, bless them, are struggling with this. Oh, I just wish I could get the digger in there, but I think I'd just do more damage than I would good trying to get a bucket into there. Like, it's just, everything's just so close to that patio and all of that. Something's going to go wrong if I get it in there. Yeah, another mistake, guys. Look what the boys have done. It's fair play, the post was heavy, but I told them if they needed help, ask, and don't overwork yourself. So guys, I completely understand why so many of you are solo gardeners now. Hands down, I know why you're solo gardening. Failure's not an option. This is gonna happen, this is gonna work, and I'll get the correct boys here, and I'll get the job done to a high standard. But unfortunately, I've had to send them boys home because they're costing me money. They're delaying the job. It's the second incident that's happened this morning. I'm going out and I'm getting boys with experience. I'd rather do the job at a slower pace and know it's getting done right. This ain't ideal. This ain't ideal. I'm shooting myself in the foot. It's not their boys' fault, you know, it's my fault. I'm the business owner. I'm the one orchestrating this. It is completely my fault. So do not feel like I'm putting the blame on anyone, because this is totally my fault. And, you know, I should have been the one to saw this coming. It's my business, it's my job, so it falls on my shoulders. So to move forward, I'm going to send the boys home because I can't have little mistakes keep happening. It's costing me money, it's costing me time, and it's doing me Sweden, if I'm honest. So there we go, guys. Honestly, this job has been a push, and it's been a challenge, and it's been a test from God. But I ain't going to fail. Man's going to pass it with flying colours. So that's what we're going to do. I think moving forward, the best plan of attack is just paying the extra, getting the experience here, getting the job done faster, less mistakes, less mishaps. And yeah, it is just a simple learning curve, guys. It's extremely difficult, and I am learning a lot, but we're going to get there. And like I said previously, I'm not going to fail, and I'm not going to let, you know, failure is not an option for me. And we will get there, we'll make it a success. And I still hope by Wednesday sort of next week, weather permitting, I can get this job done. So yeah, and then we'll have Mitch on again on the Saturdays, continuing the brickwork. So that'll be the plan. But this digger is going to go back soon. I'm going to have to get it prepped and ready. But before I do that, I'm going to get some membrane down in this area. Yeah, I'm going to get some membrane, start getting some wheelbarrows type run round, and then get the digger packed up. That's what I'm going to do, guys. The digging out is all pretty much done now. We can do the remainder of it by hand. I do just have to pat the skip down with the digger, and maybe just drag a couple of bits and bang a couple of bits down, and then yeah, that's going to be going back. It's been useful though, it's been extremely useful. But next time, guys, I get a job on like this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and rent a bigger digger, rent a dumper, you know, sort of the biggest I can given the job. You know, the more brains you add to the matter, the more complicated the situation gets. So yeah, I'm really happy with how the brickwork's coming along though. Mitch is doing an absolute fantastic job. But for you guys that are starting up, please learn from my mistakes. If you do employ someone, pay the money, employ someone with experience. You'll thank me later, you really will. So that's, I guess, the bit of advice I can give, and you know, the positive outcome and the positive spin I can put on this situation. But we're gonna get going now. I want to make sure I leave the site spotless and clean for the customer over the weekend, so I'm going to continue doing that bagger type 1, get that round, and then yeah, start one massive clean up for the customer. I'll need to clean the digger, grease it, get it ready to go back as well. Again, I don't need to, but I'm going to. If someone rented my machine, I'm not going to give it back. I wouldn't want it back covered in mud, no diesel in it, not greased. You know, these are things that I'd want done if it was my digger, so they're the things that I'm going to do. But it's definitely been an eventful week, that is for sure. And I'm really ready for a day off. And I've not said that in a long time. In an awful long time, I have not said that. But I am ready for a day off. And I don't feel good saying that either, but this has been really challenging. And it's definitely been a learning curve. But I've loved it. But I've loved every minute of it. Because I do love challenging myself, and I do love pushing myself. But this has been a very talkative one, guys. Not much has really gotten done today. If I'm completely honest, I've just been enjoying catching up with the brickie. I ain't seen him in a while, and I've enjoyed catching him up with him, so that's sort of what I've been doing. So I'm going to ploddle on now for the next hour, get that in, start cleaning up. It's a Saturday, I'm not overly bothered. You know, fresh next week. Not quite been feeling myself today, but come Monday morning, I hope to feel myself fresh on the grind. And yeah. And this right here is exactly why I said I'm going with experienced men in the future. Just look at it. Just look at that lovely bit of brickwork. You have done a fantastic job there, Mitch, and I think everyone on the YouTube would agree.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah. Fantastic. And I'll tell you what, guys, I am just so happy I got a proper trade in and a proper brickie in for this, because just it's made the result so much better. I would have not been able to do that, and I'll be stressing my head off right now if it weren't for him. So I made the right call there for sure, for sure. But we're just getting packed up now. Then we'll be back Saturday with Mitch again to finish off the brickwork and then rebuild the wall. But that will be the final thing we do, as we want to get this job done, one job at a time, guys, you know. So we'll get this job done and then we'll do the brick wall. Yeah, maybe overloading myself wasn't the best idea, and trying to do everything at once at the beginning of the job maybe come back to bite me in the bum a little bit now. But the boys have gone home, I've had a cool down, I've had a think, I've had a chat, and I'm in good steads. Now I'm in good steads, so I'm really happy. But yeah. Right, guys, so it's about 5 o'clock on a Saturday. The rain come in, but we are all packed up, all cleaned up as well. So we've had a brush about, got rid of all the mud and all of that for the customer, so that's not lingering around their property over the weekend, which is good. But I'll show you sort of where we're at now. And here we go. Obviously, you saw the brickwork. That is really starting to come on now, and I'm just over the moon that I got a proper brickie here. I wouldn't have been able to do that. So, yeah, really happy for that. But just to fill you in, guys, Monday morning, I think I'll be starting work back there, getting that area done, working my way forwards, and then I'll probably be onto some fencing for Tuesday. And I'll probably sort of compact the videos now, guys, so you won't be getting as many from this job. But I may start picking up other jobs as of sort of next week, so you may have a variety of videos coming your way. But yeah. Right, guys, so it's 10 to 8. I am at the job site. Today I'm alone, but tomorrow I'm trying out a new bloke which has experience. So hopefully that can all go well. Hopefully he does really well. But for today, I'm going to be on my own. I'm going to brute through it on my own, because I still think I can get all of what I need to do done by Wednesday in preparation for Mitch. And I've got another brickie coming in Saturday now as well. So that has evolved a little bit. But I think I'm going to put this video and Saturday's video into one, because I was a bit negative Saturday. I lost the plot a little bit. And yeah, I was a bit all over the place. But the pressure and the stresses probably got to me a little bit, and I was probably slightly overworking myself there last week. Pushed myself slightly too hard. However, I am fresh this week. I popped down the pub with the brickie, had a little quick catch up, which was nice, and I'm feeling very refreshed. So we're going to go smash it straight out the park today. I'm going to go get caffeinated, and I'm going to crack straight on. And I think I'm going to be jogging behind them wheelbarrows today. So yes, let's get on. And I'm actually really interested to see how I can come along with this on my own. Because obviously I needed help with digging out and all of that. But now I'm at a point where I'm just sort of carting a couple of wheelbarrows round. I could probably manage on my own. And the fact that I've got 2 brickies here Saturday as well, I really think this job's going to be done Wednesday. I've got, like I said, I've got another lad starting tomorrow. So, you know, yeah, we're doing well. Yeah, experience is a must, and trying to train people on the job is quite hard. So I won't be doing that in the future, and I'll be paying people who's got the experience. And I was on the phone last night, and Leon may be potentially making a return in the near future, well, not near future, but in the future. But I can't speak for him, but he's taken advantage of a situation he's been given, so there we go. Also, just to run you through the plans, guys, is I'll keep all the membrane like that, and then obviously lay all the type 1, and sort of once the brickwork edge is in, then I'm probably going to go and, you know, clear the sides up and sort the rest of it out, you know. So that is the plan. Obviously, we've still got a little bit of membrane and that to go down, but my calculations worked out pretty much perfect on the membrane, so I'm happy about that. Right guys, so it's about 9:20. We've got that bag of type 1 offloaded and all into the correct position. So I just got to obviously finish raking it around. Then we will be whack plating it all down, getting ready for some Southbourne gravel to go on, which will be good. And I am missing that digger already, guys. I really am. that was a challenge, but I know that that's probably going to be the hardest bit of work I've got to do all day, shoveling that. Now it's just going to be shoveling the path gravel into this area and whacker plating for the next couple of hours. So yeah, really starting to come along. But yeah, what took me 15 minutes with a digger is just taking me an hour by hand. So a digger of some descriptions would definitely be on the cards at some point for me, I think. And wow, there's a lovely little stream at the back of this garden, guys. Absolutely lovely. Right guys, so that is all whacker plated down. One thing I will say is there's still a little bit of a high spot here, but I believe that's due to the dig out. I didn't dig it deep enough, which shouldn't come into too much of an issue. It doesn't look to be, you know, massively offset. It just means here we're going to have a slightly thinner layer of self-building gravel, and you know, over here will be slightly thicker. So, you know, swings and roundabouts, but it should be all okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start bringing some of that round now, and then probably using my spirit level to like screed it off, get a nice level on it. What I'll do is I'll also start from this corner because it's the highest corner, so I can set my level and work my way back. I think that's going to be the best thing to do. But yeah, drop in the comments if there is a better way or an easier way, or am I just making hard work of it? Because that corner is definitely higher, so I need to start there. Probably start off with like a 40mm covering over there. You know, probably extend to maybe a 80mm, 90mm over here, looking at the grade. But we'll see, we'll see. Let's just start getting some in. But this should be the easy bit now, hopefully. Right guys, so we're starting to go in. But obviously I am going to have to leave myself a little bit of a gap and draw myself out an actual proper line in a minute for the bricky to follow. And then I can tidy up my edges, sort the membrane out, cut it all neat and start that. But I'm really eager. But I'm extremely eager to get a nice grade set here, because then I can just work my way back off that one point, which is the highest point. So I'm just sort of trying to concentrate, get my head down, so I don't mess this bit up, because this is the important bit, I think, guys. So yeah, as long as I can get this gravel in nice and level, and then the brickwork goes in all nice, it'll be a good result. We can't go wrong at that point. So just a moment of concentration and we'll get there. Right, so guys, the time is 11 o'clock. I've stopped for a quick coffee. First break of the day. Pushing through really hard. You know, I've already shoveled out 2 bulk bags of material. And yeah, guys, I'm really enjoying the job. Feeling a little bit of an arm pump. But yeah, we'll be cracking straight on as long as this rain holds out. The rain has started to come in now. It's not ideal. It's fairly bad. So let's just hope it holds off. Everything is starting to get a little bit wet. But I normally have a rule for myself. If the fence panels are dry, it's probably dry enough to work. So that's sort of the rule I use for myself. As soon as fence panels start to get wet, I stop work. But there you go. That's just how I do it. But there is all sorts of work going on around this road today. We've got roofers up. We've got what looks to be a wood burner going in the property next door. Everything's popping. Everything's popping. And there's a beaten down brick wall that the skip driver and me's done. Not a good look, is it? It's not a good look, but oh well, is what it is. We'll get it sorted, we'll get it sorted. So guys, now I'm going to refilm a little segment I filmed Saturday. But this time I'll put a little bit more thought behind it. So guys, I'm just going to list off 3 or 4 things that I'd do differently if I was to do this job again. Because obviously this is like my first time managing such a project. Obviously I've worked within the landscaping sector, I've got the experience, but I've not, you know, managed a job and took the job on for myself and been the leader of the job. So that has brought its challenges, guys, but I'm definitely learning, and, you know, it has really been a massive learning curve. So guys, the fact that I've actually managed to score the job, you know, navigate my way through it and sort of work through these teething issues and that sort of thing that I've been having. But I'm going to list off 3 or 4 of them for you now. So thing number one that I would do differently, guys, is I would not use bulk bags. They have been a pain. I'd have brought myself some tarps, or I'd have brought some more OSB, and I'd have done loose aggregates. 1, I probably could have got it for a cheaper rate. 2, digging out them bulk bags seems to be a blimmin' nightmare, and it is not worth it. So that would be the first thing that I would to do differently. Yeah, I'd definitely use loose aggregates, because this is proven to be more effort than it's worth, these bulk bags. I mean, admittedly, I get 10-ton bags at the end of it. Well, the ones that I haven't ripped, which will be about 10, because I had 14. But that in itself isn't a reason to be buying bulk bags. It's not feasible. And the fact the materials happen to be handled one extra time with a machine, to put in a hopper, to then be put in a bag, to be put on a lorry, to then, you know, so obviously, guys, that is a little bit more labour, and that labour is going to be put on the final price. So no doubt, if I was to use loose aggregates, I probably would get them for a slightly cheaper rate. And I believe I have 1 or 2 connections that I could talk to within the aggregates game as well. So it's definitely where I'm going to go down in the future, and the route I'm going to do. So that would be number 1, guys. I would not use bulk bags again. It would all be loose aggregate. Moving on to thing number 2 that I would have done differently. It definitely would have been, I would have got a dumper of some description. I would have invested in the extra bits of OSB, got a dumper, and I would have not had as many blokes on with me, and I would have, you know, just had probably one person by my side, one on a digger, one on a dumper. And I think that for a job like this would be more than plenty, especially, you know, on a Saturday, if I was to have 2 brickies here and then another, you know, 2 labourers, something like that. I can see being a power team. So next time I'm going to not focus on how many blokes, but I'm going to put the money into the equipment that I will be using myself, because I'm capable of driving the digger. I'm capable of driving the dumper. I've driven plant for 3 years in my previous job. It's not new to me at all. So why didn't I do it? Why did I decide to do wheelbarrows? I don't know. So I'm not actually quite sure why I decided to do that, guys, but I guess it was all just trial and error. And at the time, I didn't know that, you know, I should have just got a dumper, but I do now. Yeah, so that would be thing number 2. Thing number 3, guys, is I probably would have got bigger digger. That would have been a 1.5 ton digger, would have made that dig out so much easier, so much quicker. So there was a few points within the job where that little 1 tonner showed its size, and it wasn't great at all. It struggled with some of it. It just felt a bit gutless when I really needed it. When pulling back a lot of material, it was just gutless. And like lifting up some of the bags, it would only be able to do like a small bag before the like back end started kicking out. So while it was brilliant, and it was an amazing machine to have, if I was to rent the digger, I'd probably go for a 1.5 tonner. Obviously, if I was to go out and purchase something in the future, I probably would go for a 1 tonner, just for one reason. The versatility, the fact that you can get it in the smaller areas and the tighter gates. So I did go on a little bit of a ramble there, guys, but I'm very passionate about plant and machinery, if you can't tell. And I think that's what draws me so heavily towards the landscaping, because I don't mind shoveling, I don't mind pushing a wheelbarrow, but I would love to be on a digger right now. But that's number 1. That's number 2. Again, it's been a bit of a tangent, bit of a rant. I've been here, there and everywhere, but a bit talkative today. I'm working on my own, so I've got to talk to someone, eh? Anyway, so just to recap, I would not be using bulk bags. I would, if I was to rent a digger, I would have rented a 1.5 tonner for this job, because access allows me to. And number 3 was I would have invested in a dumper of some description, and I would have put the money into the tools that I would have been using rather than the blokes. So moving on to my last point, guys, which is point number 4, and that is the blokes that I do take on in the future have to have experience. I'm trialling a new lad out tomorrow, so one of my mates sent him through to me. I trust this mate wholeheartedly and fully. This guy ain't gonna, do me over. I really don't believe it. So hopefully the guy he puts me in contact with is a good worker, and hopefully tomorrow he can prove his worth. I'm paying him a good wage and I'm paying him the going rate, so hopefully he can really pull his finger out. I need help with the fencing and that anyway, so I need to get someone on with me. I know I can't do the whole job on my own. That was just a bit naive of me to think that. But at the end of the day, I just wanted a day to just not have to manage anyone, because Harry asked me, what's the hardest part about, working for yourself and doing it for yourself, Harley? And I went, managing people. Easiest, biggest headache there is, people. But, that's just the name of the game, I guess. And in the game of landscaping, you're definitely not doing it on your own. I know that. I said that in my hot-headedness of Saturday's rant. So I have been rambling for way too long now, guys. I can see I've been rambling for almost 12 minutes. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to get back to work. I'm going to sink my coffee. We'll chuck some more time lapses on. And yeah, let's get some more of that path gravel round. You can see I've made a good start. Started screeding it off. I'm going on a little bit too thin at the minute. But that's because I would rather go too thin and add more than not have enough when we get to the end of the job. So that's sort of why I'm doing that. I'd rather be able to chuck a few wheelbarrows here and there at the end of the job than being like, oh, I ain't got enough here. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I'm doing that. But I'm gonna stop rambling, I'm gonna sing a coffee, and let's get going. Right guys, so I've almost got another bag of Type 1 in. And I tell you what, the t-shirt has come off for the first time this year. So it's warming up, and spring is upon us, which is good. So I'm gonna show you what we're doing here. So we've almost got that second bag of Type 1 out. Obviously, I'm gonna level what we've got off here. I'm probably not gonna whack anything until all the bags are empty. It just makes sense to whack it all at the end, because no doubt I'm gonna, you know, maybe chuck a couple of wheelbarrows here, chuck a couple of wheelbarrows there when we get to the end. So to be completely honest, I've only got it on rental till tomorrow, but if I have to extend that, I have to extend that. It is what it is, but you know, that's just the weather for you. That is just the weather. But yeah, we are getting on. Absolutely lovely. You can kind of see I've got some bricks set out, so I can see where I'll be coming up to on depth and that sort of thing. I know they'll be on a muck bed and that yet, but I just want to get a rough idea of depth. But I've got a feeling a little bit more is going to go into here yet, but yeah, there's no point rushing it, no point trying to get ahead of ourselves, so we'll do one thing at a time, one thing at a time. But to be completely honest guys, I think I'm going to call this area done, because I don't think there's any point going any further until the brickwork's in, and then we can obviously keep some material, keep a bag or 2 bags, and then, you know, do a final level. But this is just to get an idea of how and where we're going. I mean, there's a good 100 mil, 110, 120 mil of material in, because obviously these sleepers are 200 mil, and they're, well, what have you got, 50, 60 mil at the top of that, so you've got a nice thick covering of product, so that's good. That's good, I'm happy. Also guys, if you like me, like watching and enjoy the content, subscribe, because I'm close to 1,000 subscribers and I really want to get there before the end of this job. I think it's going to happen, so subscribe and help me get to 1,000 subscribers, and thank you to each and every one of you. I really appreciate it. I am obviously going to have to really think about how I do this guys, because realistically what I want is I want a little water runoff at the back, so none of the puddles are forming like you see here. I can't be having that on the finished result, so I need to somehow put a little slope on it so all the water can run off at the back or something. I think that would be the best thing to do, but there needs to be some sort of water runoff, and it has to go back, because obviously we're going to have a brickwork edge here which is going to be preventing any water to run this way. It's going to have to go back, but hopefully I can sort of slope this path down slightly. That path does slope down anyway, and then I can I mean, there's a low spot here, so if I was to build that up, run it that way slightly. I've kind of planned for all of this, but yeah, once again, it's me, my thoughts, and yeah, just that's it. Obviously I've got that fence panel to take as well, but to be fair, I won't put that in the skip. I'll just snap it up and whack it in the back of my van. Take it. Are you joking? Whatever's gone. Oh, thank God it's out of that panel. I was just about thought that was of the good panel then, because we're reusing that one. Yes guys, so 5 whole bulk bags on my own in one day. How's that? 4 ton, shovel by hand. Not bad going, is it? So there we go. Really not bad going. I've done 4 ton of material on my own. Look at that. Chuffed to bits. And I deserve an early day, so I'm gonna call it early guys. Just get this last wheelbarrow in, flick that around with a rake, push my broom about for a bit, and I'm going out. Right guys, so the material's really going down now. We've literally just got 3.5 bags of material left to go in. But just to show you, I'll give you a little walk round. Site is all tidy. I've had a little blow, had a little brush about. So I've had a little brush about, a little blow about, and we are all tidy, but just look at how we are coming along guys. Absolutely phenomenally, and considering I was on my own, I've done a blooming good job today. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, it's been a hard one. But that is all for today guys. I am absolutely exhausted. It has been an absolutely beast of a day. However, tomorrow I am trialling out a new lad, which I'm really excited for. And to be fair, bar the brickwork, we may be done here tomorrow, maybe. So it's coming together, and it's coming to a close, and I'm really happy. I'm really proud of myself. So yeah, that's for sure. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, remember to subscribe, and remember, if your garden is looking worse for wear, call Hampshire and Dorset Garden Care. Have a good evening, guys.